Hey guys, we're in Hammond, Louisiana. We're going to sit down in my office this morning, talk a little bit about some jug fishing. We're here with Antony Dupre. Am I starting to get it right?
Correct.
Anthony, are you from here at Hammond?
No, I moved to the Hammond area about 10 years ago, but I've been living in South Louisiana my whole life.
And where are we fishing here? We're North Pontchartrain.
Mm-hmm. And north of Lake Maurepas.
And this is where do you put in?
On Tickfall River.
Tickfall River. So, Anthony brought some of the things that he uses when he jug fishes. You know, when me and Alicia first saw this, we thought of big old milk jugs. You know, that's what we have in Texas. But he has some other alternatives that he uses when he jug fishes. Anthony, what all do we have here? What do you have going on here?
This is just your basic styrofoam pool noodles with string and a weight and a hook attached to it.
So each one only has one line attached.
One hook.
For the trot line, we always do 10, 15 lines or hooks on each line. Mm-hmm. And is there a reason why you only use one?
Just allows more coverage, hit more open areas, and target different spots, and just drop them throughout the river wherever you want, and just let them float downriver.
Okay, I noticed we got two different kinds. Can you actually use different type apparatus for these things? I mean, is it just I guess it's what is that, a pool noodle and just a Gatorade?
If it floats.
If it floats, we're going to use it. And then on the other end, you got a weight. You said you tie a weight to the other end.
Correct.
And what kind of hook? What kind of hook are we using?
A circle hook.
And this is the weight. I mean, I figured you're going to put like a center block or something on that thing. No. Okay. And what number is that? The hook.
It's a 3/0 circle hook.
3. Wow, that is pretty cool. So Anthony, I'm looking at some of these pool noodles you have here, and I'm curious about these big puncture marks you have in these things. Is that from where you maybe just stuck a nail in it, or what's going on there?
These were all brand new ones I just made up and used them the first time last Saturday on a night trip, and the alligators weren't too friendly to me.
Alligators.
They seem to be very
things, guys. Wow.
Very attracted to them, whether it be during the day.
So these are teeth marks.
That's all teeth marks from alligators. Man. They don't eat them.
You got to be passionate about
this. Chomp and play.
Wow.
And tear them up and let them go and just retrieve what you can and do a little R&R.
And it just kills me. We're not going to be able to get out there and do a little of this jug fishing. The weather this morning here looked like it kind of opened up for us where we could get out there. You got here this morning, and the reason why we can't get out there now is
due to the amount of rain that came in yesterday.
The rain, thank you.
We have quite a bit more coming in today. The parish president has closed the waterways because of the amount of debris that is coming down for safety precautions.
Yeah, I figured that would happen. It's hard to believe we got into some of the boat ramps or landings because the water level is just so high. So even if we wanted to get out there, we can't even get out there, guys. They're starting to close these parks. Anthony, man, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming on. This is just too cool. Like I said, we've done trout lines, or trot. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, trot lines, this is just totally different. I would have thought you would have had a bigger weight on this thing, but I guess this is how you do it. It just sounds so interesting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, we're going to talk today. Did you want me to get serious, Alicia?
You know, just a little. I mean, it's been a dreary.
So I can't be the captain.
It's been a kind of a dreary
maybe
day.
We could be Captain Antonil.
I think Captain Antonil might be better than. Oh, I don't think I fit the pop.
All right. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Talk about this day we had. Actually, the last 3 days. I'm telling you, I haven't.
Rain, and then a break, and then...
I don't even want to take a shower.
No, he needs a shower.
I don't even want to take a shower, man. I can't handle any more rain.
It's been
Crazy.
raining.
So we're in Hammond, Louisiana. We're live at Hammond, Louisiana.
Take that picture.
We take the picture and we're starting getting these emails. What is that thing? What is that boat?
What is that dinghy you were driving?
You know, everywhere we've gone on this trip, when we pulled over, got gas, or to stop to eat, anywhere we stopped, people wanted to gather around this little boat.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's a boat, really. I'm like everybody else. I don't know what it is.
It's a catamaran.
They get in it. They put their kids in it. They
do.
take photos, or they'll just get out and take photos. We had a lady going down this 55.
When we were on I-10.
Snapped a picture and got on our Facebook page and said, "Hey, we're right behind you on 55."
How cool was that?
That was fun.
Multitask here.
I told Robert.
See if I can see the screen and.
I told Robert it was a G-rated show, but we'll see how this goes.
We'll see how this goes. He's a real character. We loved him this morning, or was it afternoon? Right after I got my roast beef po' boy.
Mr. Craig.
Yes, it is me. Hi.
Keith Mikado and Hammond. We're not from Hammond, Louisiana, but we're in Hammond, Louisiana. We're on our downward slope of the trip of our little road trip we did. We started about 7-8 years. Well, we actually started a month ago, but here we are. We had so many people asking about this boat. It was just getting crazy, and I just don't know.
We said let's call
the guy
that knows a call.
That knows about this boat.
Well, I got good news for you, folks. I actually do know a little bit about it, having spent 55 years playing with this thing and working on it. And actually, the truth of the matter is, I actually started when I was a very, very young kid. For some reason, I had this in my little mind that I wanted to do something a little different. And having grown up on Lake Erie, where conventional boats were just a total disaster area because Lake Erie is rough. That inspired me to keep going. And of course, for the first 50 years, I was called crazy. But now there's thousands of them out there, and it is refreshing because now they actually think I might have something between the ears. And the sales of these boats kind of confirm that.
Craig, Robert, where are you located? Are you?
I and have been. We've been building these for 31 years here in Orlando.
Oh wow, that long?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where bays and bayous meet the Gulf, Grand Isle has beckoned people to its shores for centuries. A haven for wildlife, a sanctuary for the soul. Generations have lived off what Mother Nature has provided. Water is life here, and its bounty is plentiful. Come escape to play and explore this island paradise. Grand Isle, as Mother Nature intended.
Hey, yes, this is Keith with Kima Coach. Sure, we can do that. Hey, call us today at 713-205-2395. Kima Coach Sportswear and Promotional Products. Look for us on Facebook.
Keith, it is Keith, correct?
Keith, yes sir. Or Popeye.
Yeah. Keith, I want to say this, if I may.
Sure.
And it's nice to be able to actually talk to you because I've had so many people interview me over the years, and they'll make a call like you just did, and they'll say, "Listen, Robert, I'd really like to know how you got the idea, how you started on this thing." Oh, and hey, and by the way, you've got 45 seconds to tell me. This is what is so nice about what you're doing. Because, and I'm going to tell you something, I'm very envious of what you're doing here because I feel like, in fact, I was actually, when you called, I was out on the patio with my cigar, which I never do this during an interview. But I felt I could do this, except for one thing, the noise out there. I came back in my office in my house here, where it's quiet. But I actually thought for once I'm really going to actually enjoy this interview because I'm not going to have to be rushed. Because if you recall rightly, I've done so many of these. If you recall rightly, I had asked you how much time do I have, and with a motor mouth like me. That's a good question. And you said, you actually got some time. So that's a refreshing difference. And I think people out there really, now there's people out there that really don't give a damn, but then there are other people who really are interested in what you're doing. And it's nice to spend some time with them talking about it and so on and so forth. And they really, really do enjoy it. I know I do. I love the internet for that.
Yeah, social media,
if you're
definitely.
a YouTuber or whatever, it's nice because you can actually have the time to actually say something and really get some information out there. So
Okay,
I want to applaud you.
You're welcome. You got 10 seconds.
And I just want to congratulate both of you on what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's just great.
I know.
Here's actually the direct result of the boat being so hot. We got a Fast 50 award not too long ago. One of the 50 fastest growing companies in Central Florida. In fact, we ranked 27th. And
So Robert, so let's say I don't have a Craig cat, and of course I do, and I absolutely love it. And I wanted one. Are they even available right now, or how do we get one? Because that's the next question.
How do we play this? Because we do have trucks and large trailers, incidentally, running all over the continental United States, delivering these boats. These are box trucks or box trailers, big ones, 53-foot semis. They're out there right now delivering boats. They come to you turnkey, ready to go. They're sitting on their own trailer. The only thing you have to do is put gas in them. And the way we work this is you call us up, which a lot of people do. We find out exactly what you want. And then chances are what has happened is they've run across one somewhere in their travels. This tour business, we have over 50 tour companies just in the state of Florida. So these people get on these Craig cats, they find out what a delight they really are and how easy and safe they are, and they want one.
We always get, Robert, we got just the other day, one of the other questions that we get is, people look at us like we're absolutely crazy because here we are taking this, to them, looks like this tiny little, death trap into some of the strangest, wonderful places. Like we dropped into Lake Marmontaw, I think it was, and it's alligator infested. It's a bayou, and the guy's like, "You're going to take that thing in there?" But it really is really pretty safe. We're quite surprised at how much she can handle. She really can handle. We're careful, but she can handle some pretty wild places.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you don't even know how wild, And incidentally, I want to say this, and the reason why it came about was because I grew up in Lake Erie, and one of the things I really wanted to address in the small boat was the rough water capability.
So, Robert, one of the other things that I wanted to bring up about the cat, because, especially in these times in our economy, not very many people can afford a fishing trip where it's $150, and some of these big boats, a couple of $100 just to tank up the boat to go fishing to catch, fish that you could got for $40 at the fish market. And I promise you, Keith and I took that boat out most of last summer forgetting to put gas in it half the time because it's so economical. Yeah. I think we spent like $8 in gas on it last summer, and we had it everywhere, every weekend.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. I never get sick of hearing that. I've worked my tail off to hear that, and boy, I hear it a lot now, and I love it.
That's a great big deal.
Let me ask you a question, Robert. This getting down to the nuts and bolts. Are you going to be changing motors on this thing with the Evinrude crisis, or what's y'all's?
Guess what? We really have no choice. Fortunately, we've been an OEM dealer, and we've been around so long. And we sold for 2.5 years. To give you an idea how many boats we put out. The guy Evinrude actually invented the outboard motor, and that's quite a little story, and I can tell you about that if you like. But he actually did invent the outboard motor. And Evinrude Johnson, that's a huge company, been around for many
long
years.
Time, yeah.
But we actually, for 2.5 years, sold, and that was on our website in large letters too. We sold more Evinrudes than anybody in North America, which actually is the world. Evinrude would not admit that we sold more worldwide than anybody else. The only thing they would admit to is we sold more in North America than anybody else. Yeah. Because I guess they didn't want, and I don't know why, but I got a feeling they didn't want to offend the distributors overseas.
Yeah.
But anyway, that'll give you an idea. So, yes, we were surprised as anybody else. This is kind of indicative, too, of outboard motor companies. This is just the way they work, unfortunately. But they, and for good reason, too. I totally understand their logic. Trust me. I mean, I do. But you're right. And so what we've done is, as a result of that, we now have the largest stash of 30 horsepower outboards across the board in the world right now.
So if I need a part, I just need to call you and quit this back ordering things for my motor.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm going to tell you now. I've been in this business for over 50 years in the marine business. I've been building catamarans for over 50 years. I've been building only crate cats since 1990 for 31 years, but going on 31 years. But I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen the market as hot as it is the marine market. So when you run across a situation like that, give us a call, because we do have a hell of a lot of clout now with a hell of a lot of companies. To answer Keith's question, we are now a Suzuki dealer, a Tohatsu dealer.
Yeah, I like Tohatsu.
And also Mercury. Now you just said what, right?
No, I said I like Tohatsu. I used to race little pickle forks, and I had a Tohatsu, and I loved that motor.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Tohatsu. Tohatsu is the world's largest outboard motor company in the world. As of about 3 years ago, they decided to come out of the closet and actually put their own name on it, and they do build an outstanding motor. Their outboard motors are fantastic.
I agree. I used to race. I flipped that thing 3 times, and I would pull the plugs out, let the water out of the block. I'd put the plugs back in. I'd be gone. I mean, I love that motor. Hey, let me ask you another question, Robert. We Googled you earlier, and I see you have like 4 or 5 different models or types of crate cats. Can you go over what all you offer?
Sure. Yeah, now listen, RE2s, if you go on a website, we've kind of cleaned up our act on that. But anyway, the way this works is they're all E2 Elites. All of our boats are all E2 Elites, and all our E2 Elites come with basically all the same amenities across the board. But you're right, there are about 5 different models basically, and what they are basically is their themes. About 3 months ago, we came out with the Florida Gulfstream. And if you haven't seen that boat, you really need to see it. I really think worldwide that is the hottest small boat on the market. And I'm going to tell you, it's so hot it's on fire. Look at that boat, that damn boat, the way it's done. It's got nostalgia, it's got everything. And then, of course, we have the Tahitian, which has been out for probably about 5 or 6 years.
Alicia liked that one.
And then we also have the Key West, the yellow and red. And it's funny because some people will come in there and will say, my God, you know, that thing is so flashy, I would never buy that. And then 2 minutes later, somebody comes through the door and say, you know, I wouldn't buy any of these if you didn't have the Key West. So, it's something for everybody. And so we have the Key West, we have the Tahitian. We also have the old standard, which is the standard blue and white, which is boating colors. That one we've been building for 31 years. I'm very happy to say this too, that we try to stay cutting edge, and and a lot of that boat is handmade. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's handmade. And also, not only is the boat, because of the changes in technology, and we've done such a damn good job. Here again, patting us on the back here, but the truth is, we really have stayed so cutting edge that we were just awarded another utility patent on the boat. So, which is damn near unheard of, and we also, the thing is copyrighted too as well. The design, very, very few vehicles, and this is a vehicle in the world are copyrighted, but it just so happens that this design has been around so long unchanged that it got a copyright, which we're very, very happy
That
about.
is awesome. Let me ask you this, Robert. I hate paddling. I don't know anybody that loves to paddle except I guess people in kayaks. But I don't like to paddle. And every time we go out, I tell Alicia, I say, man, if I could somehow figure out how to pull a trolling motor on this thing, it would be complete. This boat would be complete because I can already get into about, with the motor down, probably a foot of water, and then with the motor up, I can get in with about 3 inches of water, and I want to get closer to those weeds. And then we were looking on your page earlier today, and Alicia said, look, Keith, this one has a trolling motor.
Well, we actually, in fact, believe it or not, now I said we've been building them for 31 years, but for 35 years ago, it was 35 years ago, I was in Oregon working on these boats, and I had, long story, but they were doing stories on me and everything else because everybody knew I was working on this damn thing, including the state of Oregon. And the state of Oregon started using our Craig Cat Electrics as for the building and inspection of bridges in the state of Oregon. That was 35 years ago.
Wow.
So our electrics have been around a long time, and you're right. You can buy, if you want to. You saw that whereby now the Craig Cat Electric has the and it's a patented system, and it's so good that that it actually a 4-year-old can operate it immediately. And I'm very, very happy to say this. In fact, I'll tell you what, I still cannot mention this without crying, and I mean this. I was in Anaheim, California, at a boat show, and this guy came up to me. He was an American Airlines pilot. I'll never forget this. And he said, the guy is staring at this boat, and he said, "I noticed you got an arrow on the top of that motor." And I said, "Yes." He said, "My son has cerebral palsy. He's got several things mentally wrong with him. He's never been able to operate a kid's toy, but this is going to sound nuts. But I think he could operate this electric boat."
Wow.
Well, about 4 or 5 years later, he came to me, and we're in Orlando here, and he had his son with him. His son, so we took him down to the water, and I picked his son up. His son is 16 years old, and I'm not kidding you, the kid weighed about 75 pounds, if that. Nothing but skin and bone. And he was grunting. He had a friend of his who could understand his grunts because he couldn't talk. And his dad and his mother was there too, incidentally. I placed him in the seat. His dad came over to him and showed him how to operate the boat. And even though these have, as you know, infinite speed forward and reverse, you don't have to do that. If you want the boat to go in reverse or to the side anyway, all you got to do is point that arrow on top of that motor to the direction you want the boat to go, and the boat follows. The motor.
Wow.
And it can crash into brick walls. It can crash into other boats. It can't hurt the boat. Can't hurt the person riding on it. I mean, it's just a really neat thing.
So that means I could drive it.
They were from Minneapolis. The father and son and the couple, the family, was from Minneapolis. But anyway, I'm going to tell you something. We put him on there. His dad showed him how to operate that. Tried to show him how to operate that. That kid took off with that damn boat with his friend next to him. And I'm going to tell you something. That kid let out a scream.
Yeah. God bless you, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And to this day, he's still operating that boat.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, I could tell you some stories about stuff like that, but it just is we have people who are wheelchair bound. They can't get in a small boat, but they can get in a Craig Cat.
It's an incredible boat. You know, we have so much fun on this boat. It brings us joy on the water. It brings us joy off the water. You know, we've adapted a few things on it just that we can bring on and kind of really gotten used to it. And I have to say, you know, when some friends of ours will bring us out on their big boats, as we call it, I have to say I'm a little spoiled with the Craig Cat because it's so comfortable. I sit there, my back doesn't hurt. I'm lounged back. I'm fishing. I can rinse my hands.
I actually had it in the Sarasota Bay. We came out of a restaurant. We had just eaten. It was about 5 o'clock, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful evening. And we were sitting there with the motor off, just sitting there, taking in and we both fell asleep. The boat drifted about 2 blocks before we woke up.
Oh my God, how funny!
But it is a really, I'm so glad that you're enjoying it like you are.
Oh God,
it's just that just makes my day. I'm going to tell you, hearing about that.
Well, Robert,
so that's great.
We would love to talk to you all night. We would, but we are going to have to round it up. But maybe
Hey, you talked about a website. So if I was interested in, people want to know more about this, they could call you. You got a website. What is your website, Robert?
It's CraigCat.com.
CraigCat.com.
Just Google or go on. All you got to do is put in CraigCat.com. It's a very popular website, and of course, immediately it will come up. And then just pick out the boat. Give us a call. We'll send you a sales order, spelling out everything on that boat on your email, and from there you can order it right over the phone. No big deal.
Awesome.
Well, Robert, it is.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank you. I will shut my mouth now.
It is a great
honor,
pleasure.
Honor, sir.
To talk
great
to
story.
you.
Yeah, we could talk. We could talk all night. We could talk all night. Hey, really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
We like I said, go to our Facebook page. You can see. The last month actually. Of all the places we started, where we went, and it's just been amazing.
And the whole time, the cat's been right there with us. The whole time.
Been the star. I'm seriously.
Cheers.
It's something else.
The people at IHOP, the second night we got started, they literally.
We went to IHOP. I swear, you talk about a funny story. We went to IHOP in Port Arthur, Texas, and everybody that works at that restaurant,
every employee, the
went
manager,
outside, sat there for 20 minutes, left all the customers in They came out and took pictures, and it was so funny.
Just to see the cat. Robert, it was absolutely
Yes,
an honor
sir.
to talk with
we'll
you.
We'll keep in touch, sir.
We definitely, maybe we'll have you on again to give us a roundup and everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm a kind of quiet guy. It's hard to get me to talk,
yeah.
So,
Hey, God bless you, sir. Thank you for coming on. Get everybody to watch this. Get them on there. Where's the Fish on Facebook, and get them all to watch and see, and let's see what their responses are and see how we did.
Well, fantastic. I really appreciate that, and I definitely will. Thanks a lot, and I love what you're doing, and I know you're having fun doing it. And I just love the fact you are doing it. So keep up with the good work, and thank you very much for calling. I really appreciate it, and look forward to hearing from you guys and watching you on Facebook. Okay?
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much. You take care now.
Bye.
Bye.
I am's what I am, and that's all I am. Captain.
How cool was that?
I learned a lot.
Really, Keith?
Yeah, I think.
Are you Captain and Tennille, or are we Popeye and Olive Oil?
I don't know. I think I'm Popeye.
You think you're Popeye? Oh, okay.
Hey, thank y'all for joining us, man.
Thank you.
What an honor talking to this guy.
Smart guy.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, I actually did call that guy one time about 2 years ago. I had to be on a Sunday, and I said, hey, I need to get a part. Can I speak to the owner? And he said, well, you're talking to the owner. I'm like, what?
How crazy is that?
Yeah, you're working on a Sunday, and you pick up the phone.
The inventor, the owner, the CEO, he's all
And when
in
you
one
love
package.
what you do, just like everybody we met on this thing, everybody's so passionate about what they're doing in their communities. I love it, man. It just gets me going.
We have met some amazing people on this tour. It's coming very quickly to an end.
Tomorrow, Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Gonna go look at the Tesh River and see what's going on in there. I don't even know if there's any fish in there. Probably
St. Martinville?
St. Martinville. There's probably some hardheads in there, and I'm probably sure I'll catch 3 or 4 of them guys.
Catch a few of those?
Yeah. Thank y'all for joining us. We hope y'all so far have enjoyed our little tour we've been doing, and hopefully we can help some people out. Because we know everybody's hurting, and we're just trying to get your mind off the bad things and think about some good things, which is fishing.
Fishing. We've had a great time. Maybe we'll see you guys again tomorrow. We'll give it a whole roundup. But thank you, and don't forget.
The Fish Tour 2020. If you're not on our Facebook page, get on there and like us, and go back and follow what we've done so far. Good night.
Good night.